From the giant version of your favorite childhood pet to a mystical rose-colored mammal, in this video we look at crazy discoveries in the Amazon. 11. Sawfly larva. The sawfly is part of the order of Hymenoptera, which also includes wasps, ants, and bees. They generally feed on plants, and their larvae feed in large groups, which is what makes them so strange. The young sawflies are folivores, meaning they mostly eat leaves. What makes these larvae even weirder is the way they move as a single entity. A National Geographic story published in 2017 discusses the research of Aaron Pomerantz, an entomologist, in the town of Tambopata, Peru. During his time there, he came across the sawfly larva. He later tweeted about the encounter, stating, "It reminds me of a cohesive group of Spartan warriors." Pomerantz explained that the larva looked like a flower from far away, but you can see the individual worms when you're close up. When he moved his hand near them, they moved together. He told National Geographic, "Perhaps this wave response and headbanging is a way to look like a larger organism to a would-be predator, such as a bird, which would have no problem picking off an individual sawfly." 10. Capybara. This giant rodent is native to almost every country in South America besides Chile. They are semi-aquatic, so they live in heavily forested places around lakes, swamps, ponds, and other bodies of water, including rivers throughout the tropical rainforest. They can grow up to nearly 4.5 feet long and weigh almost 150 pounds. Capybaras basically look like giant guinea pigs, which are in the same animal family. These creatures are herbivores and generally eat grass, aquatic plants, tree bark, and fruit. There isn't too much to be afraid of regarding capybara aggression. However, they mark things with glands in their rear ends. So, while they may not be scary, some could say they lack manners. 9. Glass frog. These tiny amphibians only grow up 3 inches long. Glass frogs are within the Centrolinidae family, which Edward H. Taylor, an American herpetologist, introduced in 1945. They are mostly lime green in color, but their abdomen is transparent, which is how they earned their name. Since you can see the bottom of these little creatures, their inner organs are visible. One species of this amphibian is called Diane's bare-hearted glass frog, which looks an awful lot like Kermit. It is even lime green with the signature patch of transparent skin on its underbelly. But what truly makes it look like everyone's favorite Muppet are its eyes. Its eyes are bright white with black horizontal pupils in the center, just like Kermit's. 8. Candiru fish. This is one of the Amazon's most infamous creatures, which might surprise you since it only grows up to 7 inches long. Plus, most of these fish are much smaller. The candiru is also called the vampire fish, toothpick fish, or carnero. It lives in fresh water, and the reason people fear this tiny creature is due to its parasitic lifestyle. Allegedly, the vampire fish has a habit of entering a man's private parts, latching into the flesh using sharp barbs, and sucking blood from the inside. However, there's a significant chance that all of the horror stories you've heard about these little fish aren't as dramatic as they sound. The species is complicated to identify because there are so many others with similar qualities. Plus, there haven't been any witnesses to candiru incidents in recent years. There are numerous reports of such events occurring in the 19th and 20th centuries, but that seems to be the only evidence. An Amazonian ichthyologist told BBC it was told of a number of cases of the candirus entering the urethra, but they were always some distance downstream. And when I arrived downstream, I was told of many cases upstream. The only account of a candiru entering a man's urethra in modern times was in 1997. Luckily for the man, the doctor was able to extract the fish out of the orifice it swam into after hours of surgery. 7. Patu. These birds are related to frogmouths and nightjars. Patus are sometimes referred to as pormy ones. due to their calls, which sound similar to someone crying out in pain. There are a total number of 7 of these flying creatures that are included in the Nyctibus genus. Patus are found in Central and South America, in tropical areas. They are insectivores, meaning, you guessed it, they feed on insects. However, there's a good chance that if you were wandering around in the rainforest, you wouldn't spot one. Patus are active at night when they're hunting. During the day, they perch on tree stumps, sitting upright. In fact, there's a big possibility that you wouldn't see one during the day either, even if you walked right by it. The Patus features are different hues of brown, beige, and black, allowing it to blend flawlessly with the bark of a tree. 6. Giant water lilies. These massive water lilies aren't like any you've seen before, also called the Victoria amazonica. These plants' leaves grow up to nearly 10 feet in diameter, and their stalks reach upward of 25 feet long. The first person to publish a description of giant water lilies was John Lindley in 1837, and he named the genus after Queen Victoria. Due to the size of the water lily, it can support up to 71 pounds. However, the weight must be distributed evenly across the leaf, or else the object will fall through. 5. Giant centipedes. The Amazonian giant centipede is one of the largest of its kind. It's also known as the Scolopendra gigantea, and it can grow up to 12 inches long. It is found through South America and the Caribbean, and it hunts various types of animals, including small reptiles and mammals, amphibians, and arthropods. Basically, the giant centipede will eat any animal that it can overpower. It is also venomous, and a 4-year-old child passed away after being bitten by one in 2014. The centipede was hiding inside an open can of soda. 4. Pink dolphin. The Amazon river dolphin, also known as the Bufeo, Boto, or pink river dolphin, is found in the Amazon basin, Orinoco Basin, and the Madeira River in Bolivia. These dolphins are the most massive of their kind, weighing up to 408 pounds and growing over 8 feet long. But the males are usually 55% heavier and 16% longer than the females. However, what makes these creatures even more unusual is their pink hue. Newborn Amazon river dolphin are dark gray, which fades into pink as they mature into adulthood. The reason for this color change could be caused by repetitive abrasion. The males are generally pinker than the females, which supports this claim since they commonly engage in fights with other dolphins. But it might also be the result of evolution, allowing them to blend in with their surroundings. Tim Cairo, a mammal coloration expert from the University of California, stated, "Pink is surely a way to match the particular red mud that occurs in some of the rivers following heavy rains." Whatever the case, these mystical-looking dolphins have been the subject of folklore for years in the Amazon. One tale suggests that the dolphin becomes a young, handsome man who seeks out women, seduces and impregnates them before returning to the river and shifting back to its aquatic form. 3. Massive snakes. The green anaconda is one of the longest and heaviest snake species. It can grow over 17 feet long and weigh upwards of 154 pounds. However, there have been reports of snakes over 40 feet long, but nothing is set in stone. Green anacondas are non-venomous and they live in South America. Don't let this fool you, though, considering their massive size. They don't need venom to help them hunt. They are mostly aquatic and eat a wide variety of different animals, including birds, fish, mammal, and other reptiles. They are also known to feed on tapirs, capybaras, deer, caimans, and sometimes jaguars. Yikes! Sometimes the females of the species will even eat the males, usually after mating. Plus, these snakes are sneaky. Their noses and eyes are on the top of their heads, which enable them to breathe and watch out for their next meal while they're hidden underwater. Green anacondas use constriction to overpower their prey. An interesting fact about the females of the species is that if a male isn't around for reproduction, they're able to have babies via facultative parthenogenesis, meaning they essentially clone their own genes to produce offspring. 2. Goliath bird eater. This monstrous spider is native to northern South America and is the largest in the world regarding size and mass. Its leg span reaches up to 11 inches and its body length is nearly 5 inches. Plus, it weighs up to almost half a pound full grown. The female Goliath bird eaters can live up to 25 years, while the males pass away at around 6 years old. These arachnids can also appear quite threatening, not only because of their size, but also because they begin making noise via stridulation. When they're in danger, they rub their hind legs and abdomens together and release hairs, which can cause extreme irritation to the skin and eyes for days. Luckily, their venom is fairly harmless to people because their fangs can reach up to 1.5 inches long. A surprising fact about this spider is that it seldom feeds on birds despite its name. It generally preys on worms, amphibians, and arthropods, but can also eat rodents, lizards, and snakes. Number 1. Golden poison frog. The golden poison frog, also known as the golden frog, golden poison arrow frog, and golden dart frog, can only be found in humid forest on Colombia's Pacific coast. It is the largest of all the poison dart frog species, reaching up to over 2 inches in length. The little amphibian is a stunning yellow color, but don't let that draw you in. The golden poison frog is covered in an alkaloid toxin, which causes a person's nerves from sending impulses and ultimately leaves the muscle paralyzed in a contracted state. This can lead to fibrillation and heart failure. Just 1 milligram of the poison can take out 10,000 mice or up to 20 people.